CheapGearGuy. This time we're reviewing the Concord-SI. This is my own design. This is a complete Equinox original. I designed the headstock, designed the logo, I designed the inlays going down the neck, which just say, as you can see, Equinox Concord-SI. The body shape is one of the Photoshop creations I've put up online. There are several different versions of this. I've got the Concord vintage body, the VB. This is the Concord-SI, and then there's a Concord-S. If you can look at it real closely, you can probably tell there are three distinct body styles. This is actually what I was going for when I started doing the Photoshop creations. There's the ST horn here. There's the LP horn on this side, as you can tell by the pickup and the pick guard and the pickups and the controls down here. And then the back side is the RS. So it's my own creation, so to say. The only disappointing thing that happened from the shop is it came set up. It's beautiful. The paint job is beautiful. As you can see, it's strung through the body, the tunematic bridge, the rhythm treble switch here, like an LP, the set neck here on the back there. As you can see, the control panel like you would on a LP, 3x3 headstock there with the old school Equinox logo. I didn't think anybody liked it, and I still like it, so I went ahead and did it. The only disappointing thing, and this is the only thing, it is a new body style, so they had to design it. I had to send them my designs. They didn't know exactly where center is. So if you look, it actually, although it's sitting like that, it should technically sit about right there. It's just a little off center. And what happens is the guy applying who is in charge of mounting the necks, when he's never seen this body style before, and so when he saw it coming down and he's ready to mount the neck to it, he tried to make it make sense to him, because this horn is very exaggerated. The ST horn is very exaggerated over the LP horn, so he kicked it out a little bit trying to even them out, but he didn't know that it's supposed to be set up. But I mean, we're talking maybe a degree, maybe two, just ever so slightly. If it's supposed to be like this, it's kicked about like that. It's ever so slight. And matter of fact, if I told you, you probably wouldn't have even known it, that it was out. But ooh. I just love this thing, man. It's got a good kind of vintagey kind of sound. It's not that bleeding modern edge, you know what I mean? Like, but it's got so much body and attitude. Set mahogany and mahogany neck, mahogany body. What else can I tell you about this thing? Just incredible, man. It's going to be even more versatile. There's a local guy here that winds pickups, and I wanted the translation across to get to find out if they could do it. I want these to be tappable, so you're going to have humbucker, single coil, single humbucker, tons of combinations to make this a tone toolbox basically. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But as it stands right now, it's just great. In the neck position, it's got that really jazzy LP bluesy kind of tone when it's on clean. In the rear pickup, it's pretty nice and hot. So enough of me yapping yappity like I always do. Let's go ahead and get to the review and listen to how it sounds. I'm going to start off with a distorted amp real quick. Probably, let's pull up a Marshall. That's what I'll go ahead and do. So here we go. And believe it or not, I did not touch, aside from lowering the action, I did not touch the intonation. That's how it came from the factory. So I love this factory. This is the same factory that made my Stress Polycaster, and they are awesome. I love them. Alright, so I gotta give me a second here while I change. Okay, so we're gonna go with a jazz amp, because I always use the, I think I just kicked the microphone. Man, what the hell. Alright, so click up into the rhythm section and just break out a jazz amp and see how that sounds. So now we've used that jazz amp, let's go ahead and switch over to a Twang, as they call it in Amplitube, and I'll do that. I'll monitor it with a regular, but you guys will hear a Twang. So here we go. Amazingly, I put the strings on. I put the strings on today, and it's look at that. What do you think about that shape, man? What do you think about that? I'd like to hear some honest opinions. I mean, if you think it looks like crap, if you think it's beautiful, I think it's pretty awesome, even though it is a degree or two off. So when I get the spalted maple version, which that's what I'm thinking about doing, I might get a spalted maple of the vintage body instead of having two regulars, getting P90s in it. There are two things, and again, this is a brand new body shape. It's never been done before, so I can't fault them. I was hoping it'd be a bit more round. I'm going to show you. What happens when you make up as you go. Power Rangers. I don't know. I think that's how it goes. I never watched that show in my life. Alright, so this is an incredible guitar. I really, really love it. And that's not just because, you know, I mean, Equinox has been sponsoring my band GearGuy. Of course. Gotta put the band plug. But no, of course that, but now it's like officially sponsored me because I have my own signature model. That's sick, man. And so, but the great thing is, come talk with me. If you want the same thing, like if you have a signature model in your head, we can do that for you too. It's completely possible. This one was $385. Yeah, $385, I believe. Yep, $385 delivered. And that's with, I mean, I customized the inlays, of course. I completely customized the body. Customized how the pickups, added the pick guard, which, you know, of course doesn't belong on an ST thickness body. Got the neck input. So, I mean, if you've been thinking like, oh man, I really would like to do this, and you hear the tone. Now, if nothing else, you heard how it stayed together and how it stayed tuned. It's holding wonderfully. I mean, this thing is going to be lasting me for years and years, and we're still talking in the realms of the price of one of the mid-range lower brands. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. There's the big boys, and then they have their sister like children companies that are for like intermediates and for people on a budget. And we're still not even broken past that. We're talking about a completely custom original thing. Now, if you had an idea, I mean, I can't be doing this for everybody because, you know, I get a lot of customers. But you can toss out some ideas, and for a fee, I might be able to go back and forth with you in Photoshop. Take a look at Facebook.com. I'll throw up the link here and also in the description below. But take a look at some of the creations I've made. Now, some of them I'm going to be flat out honest, they're terrible. And some of them are pretty cool. But you can see how this one started out in Photoshop and then what we ended up with at the end result. I'm learning some things by doing this. Like, I'm going to have to start getting specific, like with the, you know, using the neck width to tell exactly how wide the body ought to be, and, you know, diagramming with a center line showing where center ought to be, where the neck pocket ought to be. But, I mean, completely original design. I can't fault them for getting that close. I mean, that's amazing. And it went from a dream to a reality in about 2 months. We had a little bit of setback with some storms over there and stuff, and I think they had a festival, but come on, man. I mean, like I said, for the price, I would easily pay more than that for this guitar, easily. You can't compare. The action is so incredibly low and comfortable. But yeah, you could have your own signature model from Equinox. It'd be your own custom creation. So if you have an idea, if you want to formulate some ideas, get in touch with me, CheapGearGuy at hotmail.com. I'm going to put that right there. And you can go to equinoxinstruments.com and facebook.com. And contact me through any of those things, and I'll be happy to talk about it. Let you know what options you have, what are available, and what our price range. I'll shoot you a quote on something. Even if you just want to get these things out of here. If you just want to customize like a regular shape that you're used to seeing, make maybe a Strat into instead of an alder body, mahogany or basswood. If you wanted to hot rod it with you know, 3 humbuckers instead of 3 single coils. P90s, and you want to keep your price range low, you got a color that you can't find on a regular model, give me a call. And also we do acoustics now, acoustic basses, ukuleles, mandolins. It's really starting to get crazy over here, and crazy in the best possible way. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you'll check out the ones coming up in the future. Thank you very much. CheapGearGuy, I'm out of here, man. Have a good one.